Laura Schumann, Music Director of the Southeastern Ohio Symphony Orchestra. Our orchestra is located not far from you at all. We perform concerts at Muskingum College, Sechrist Auditorium in Zanesville, and Pritchard Laughlin in Cambridge. If you've ever been to a symphony concert, or perhaps you've seen one on TV, you see an awful lot of people and instruments on that stage. It can be quite confusing, but today we'll take a few minutes and see if we can't share some musical secrets with you and have some fun in the process. Now, you probably know that symphony orchestras perform lots of wonderful classical music that's been around for several hundred years but is still very popular today. Orchestra concerts are great fun, and we all love to perform concerts for everyone. My job as music director means I get to direct or lead the entire symphony orchestra, anywhere between 40 and 80 musicians playing instruments to make music all together. I use a special stick to guide the orchestra. This stick is called a baton. It helps the orchestra see the director more easily as I give directions and keep us all in time and playing the same speed, or the musical word we use, tempo. It doesn't make a sound, but the orchestra does. Now, I brought a musician friend along to help us with instruments, Dr. Joyce Alessandrini. And don't worry about pronouncing her name. You'll have another chance to do that soon.
Hi, kids.
Let's go now from the back of the orchestra to the front. All the way in the back, you have percussion instruments. These are fun ones that you get to hit with sticks. And you thought that was only what little brothers were for. When you watch a pop group or see Beyonce singing with her band, you can always see the rhythm section keeping time, tempo, on a drum set. For different styles of music, we use a drum set, along with all other kinds of instruments like the bass drum, the triangle, and many others. Sometimes we even use household items like typewriters or even brake drums.
Some of the percussion instruments play musical notes and can play melodies and songs, just like the other instruments. You still get to hit them with sticks, and these include instruments like the xylophone and the big kettle drums, or timpani.
Moving forward in the orchestra, the next section of instruments are the brass instruments. These include the horn, trumpet, trombone, and tuba. Musicians blow a column of air through the instrument to create the sound. The trumpet, for example, has always been used for important occasions such as the announcement of the king. It sounds like a very festive and regal instrument.
Now we come to the woodwind section of the orchestra, my favorite. These musicians also create a column of air to make a sound on the instrument. The high instrument is the flute, and its little sister, the piccolo, is the highest instrument in the orchestra. Clarinets have a single reed made of cane to help create the sound. And the oboe and the bassoon have two cane reeds put together. The bassoon is the low instrument of the woodwind family in the orchestra, with its big brother, the contrabassoon, playing
very low note.
Now, you'll want to remember this instrument, the bassoon, because you will see it again very soon.
The largest section of the orchestra is in the front, the string section. These instruments also get to use a stick to make the sound, but unlike the percussion, they don't hit the instrument, they pull the stick, called a bow, across the strings to make the sound. The string family includes the big and low instrument, the bass, as well as the cello, the viola, and the highest of the string family, the violin.
As you've been introduced to all these instruments, have you noticed something about their size?
Well, if I play piccolo, I can carry it around more easily.
No. The bigger the instrument, the lower it sounds. The smaller the instrument, the higher it sounds.
Well, now why didn't I think of that?
You know, there's something else very important we need to mention about the instruments and the orchestra. All of the music we play is great fun and very inspiring. The orchestra and even small ensembles of musicians play music by composers from different centuries, like Europeans Mozart and Haydn from the classical 18th century, Tchaikovsky and Brahms from the romantic 19th century, and modern composers from the 20th century like Aaron Copland or William Grant Still, and even composers living today like Jennifer Higdon or Philip Glass.
And the orchestra also plays different styles of music, from pop to country to jazz to dance to movie and even TV music to just about anything. Why, we've even performed a rap for string quartet group with 2 violins, viola, and cello.
And you know, there is another instrument we see quite often. In fact, there might be one here at this school or in your church. A piano or keyboard. They play with the orchestra sometimes as well. And with 88 keys, they have the whole range of high notes and low notes that you find within the orchestra.
Well, I think we ought to plan on coming to your school for a visit, but well, I think the orchestra's too big for that room. Be sure to remember the things we've taught you today and come prepared for a fun concert. See you soon.